Hello, star people, and welcome back to EarthSky. I'm Deborah Byrd with a possible treat for you today. It's a comet called C 2025 R2 SWAN. The International Astronomical Union announced it on September 12th, which was the same day that it came nearest our sun. So now it's on the outbound leg of its journey, and it'll sweep closest to Earth on October 19th. And here to help us figure out how to see it, and if we can see it, is my friend Bob King, aka AstroBob.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Bob.
Great to be back.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. Good to see you all. I love comets. If somebody were to ask me, what's your favorite thing to look at in the sky? Comets. Absolutely. I love how they change.
Why? Why? Tell us why.
Well, because they're always changing and you really don't know quite what to expect each night. And then you can make predictions about comets and they can be true or not true. They can exceed expectations or completely go poop. So yeah, I love the variation and how that's different from sort of the constancy of the constellations or looking at a deep sky object like a star cluster or a nebula. So, but this comet, like you say, is Comet C 2025 R2, otherwise known as Comet SWAN, and it's named for an instrument because it was picked up by the SWAN instrument aboard the Solar and Heliospheric Observatory, which is an orbiting observatory, and the SWAN instrument, which stands for Solar, Wind, and Isotropies, detects far-side solar flares and activity. And so it's focused on the sun, and there's a big circle around the sun, so it can pick up other things near it. At the same time, it's doing its job of trying to detect solar activity.
That is so awesome. And since it was detected, people have been getting images of it. And let's just look at an image.
Yeah,
Whoa.
This is like the most beautiful image of this comet so far because
it
has such a beautiful long gas tail on it. And it's right next to the star Spica, which is the brightest star in the constellation Virgo. And I don't know which I like.
don't know if this is, I'm not like, I meant to, this picture is by Gerald Ryman.
Mhm.
And this is a strange picture because this picture was taken on August the 15th. August. So Gerald told me that he was looking at the Minor Planet Center's possible comets page, and that he got this picture at a time when it had not been confirmed yet, and that not this picture, but a couple of other pictures that he took on August 13th and 14th were used to confirm the comet, and his August 13th picture was the earliest picture, not this picture, but another one by this same photographer, Gerald Raymond in Austria.
Yeah, this one came later, and it just, again, to date, is just the most spectacular. Who doesn't love it when you have something as gorgeous as a comet aligned with a bright star or a planet or a deep sky object? So this is my favorite.
But I'm not sure that was the comet near Spica on
this is not
in
the 13 or the August 13. This is in September.
This is he told me, well, I mean, maybe he and I were
we may need to double check. We may need to double check on that. My impression is that it was taken not too long ago in September when the comet passed Spica, maybe about a week ago or so. But
yes,
check on that.
And it does look like Bob calls it Spica. I call it Spica. They're both okay.
Great. That's great. You're one of the few people I know that does. But there are people, both pronunciations are accurate, I've learned. But different people pronounce it differently. So.
Oh, maybe it's a northern southern thing, Bob, how to pronounce this star name.
It could be. We always have debates with each other, amateur astronomers, on how to pronounce virtually everything in the night sky. Since it's not really English, it comes from Greek and Roman tradition and Arabic traditions as well. So, but the photo shows the comet's head very clearly, and it's the brightest part of the comet down there near the bottom, and then a very long, what we call a gas tail, which is gases that are released when the ice of the comet volatilizes, vaporizes as it's heated by the sun. And that blue color is usually from carbon monoxide, of all things, that is set to glow, fluoresce, by ultraviolet light from the sun, which excites that particular gas and really brings out that dust tail, or pardon me, gas tail.
And so, Bob, how bright is this comet right now?
Right now, it is about magnitude 7, 6.97, which is bright enough that if you're in a dark sky, and especially if you're at the right location, like in the southern United States or in the tropics, you would see a little tiny fuzzy blip through your pair of binoculars. But
Right.
the
So this comet is not bright enough to see with the eye.
right.
And will it ever get bright enough to see with the eye?
Well, that's the beauty of comets. Unpredictable. It is not predicted to, but there occasionally you'll get some ruptures in the surface of a comet that can liberate fresh material, and you have what's called an outburst. We can't rule out that that wouldn't happen. That's always a possibility. But barring that from happening, this comet is expected to gradually brighten as it approaches the Earth. It'll reach its closest to the Earth, I think, about October 19th, when it'll be 24 million miles away. And it will peak in brightness in mid-October, early to mid-October, at around magnitude 6. So it's going to get maybe about a magnitude brighter, which theoretically would put it right at the limit of vision viewed in a dark sky without the moon. But it's going to be tricky on this comet because it's skirting the edge, so to speak, of the brightness limit. So I would recommend using a pair of binoculars, finding a dark sky to the south-southwest, just in that direction. That's all you need. And using a map to find the comet. And we've got some maps for you here today.
We do. And we also have a little video clip from Michael Martin, who is with the YouTube channel, Late Night Astronomy. And so I want to play that clip for you now, and then Bob and I are going to show some charts of where you can find the comet. So here is Michael Martin.
To see it, go outside and face towards the southwest about 45 minutes after sunset. Low to the horizon, you'll find Comet C 2025 R2 SWAN traveling through the constellation Libra and making a close pass to the star Zubin Algenubi on October 1st. It can be difficult finding comets right after sunset because of the sky glow. One thing that I've done in the past is gone out about 45 minutes after sunset and used a pair of binoculars to look in the general area where the comet's supposed to be. As the sky continues to darken, it'll eventually pop into view.
Okay, so that was Michael Martin of the YouTube channel Late Night Astronomy, and he is going to be with us in person on Wednesday. His channel is more equipment oriented than EarthSky's channel is, but he is going to talk to us about equipment that you, as a beginner, can use to enjoy the night sky. So we hope you join us on Wednesday for that. And now Bob has made a really nice chart for us. Oh, let's show the simple chart first.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what Michael was talking about. Looking southwest after sunset, you can see on this chart Mars and Spica down there close to the horizon. And the comet is moving pretty fast, so it's going to move higher in the sky in the coming nights. This chart only goes through October 2nd, but on October 2nd, the comet will be near the star Zubin el-Janubi. Is that how you pronounce it? Zubin el-Janubi?
I say Zubin el-Janubi too, but I've heard Genubi. Proving once again that there are multiple pronunciations for these things.
And I think Michael called it something like Zubin al-Janubi, or I don't know, anyway, whatever. Zubin el-Janubi is the star that the comet is passing on October 2nd. And that would be a good time to look for the comet with your binoculars because it's going to be near this bright star.
Mm-hmm.
And the bright star can help you find it.
Yes. Well, it's relatively bright.
Yeah.
It's actually not a very bright star, but it is the brightest star in that region of the sky. It's the one that you will see in your binoculars. And one suggestion I have for viewing these things, sometimes you don't know quite where to put your binoculars to see where the comet is in relation to your local horizon that may have trees or hills. I suggest that you take your cell phone and take that thing and take a photograph, just like you would of the night sky, the stars, or the aurora. Just hold it up to where you think the comet is supposed to be, just in the general area, and tap the screen to make sure it's focused. Do a 3-second or a 10-second exposure. And often, especially with this object, you should see this little fuzzy dot in the view. And then you'll say, I see, it's right above this tree over here that I use. So you can use that picture to help direct you to the comet. So I had to do that once when the moon was up. I thought, where is the comet exactly? I know it's right in front of me. So I took a picture right there and it helped me to look. So use your phone and binoculars.
Nice. And here is a more detailed chart, which shows more time. This one goes through, I think the top date that I'm seeing there is October 14th. Still looking southwest after sunset. And Bob, you want to tell us about this?
Yeah, what's nice, there's Mars in there, as you saw in the previous chart. I've also included the moon for the date of September 24th. This is an hour after sunset. You're going to need about an hour after sunset to have a sky that's dark enough, that low in the southwest, in order to be able to pick up this little fuzzball of a comet. Notice over time how the comet picks up speed. It's every 5 days, but notice that it's spreading out farther, moving further as you look further down the calendar there. That's a good thing. That means it's moving up and away from the sun, higher in the sky, and also into a darker sky. So don't be too frustrated if you can't spot this thing in late September. You'll for sure start to see it with greater ease in early through mid-October. By mid-October, it will be fading. The moon's going to be out. You got all this other stuff. So kind of an ideal time would be the first 2 weeks of October. Find a reasonably dark sky. Start about 45 minutes to an hour after sunset. Use a chart. Use your phone. And I think you're going to find it. It's a great little thing to see it myself. I live in the northern part of the country. So I have to wait for early October for that to get high enough to see in binoculars or a small telescope, whichever you own.
And by the way, if you live in the southern hemisphere, you've got a much better chance of seeing this comet than we do in the northern hemisphere, because you can see that it's taking that slanted path up above the western horizon. From the southern hemisphere, that path is more straight up above the horizon. So
right.
It's much easier to see.
It is. I always contemplate trips to the southern hemisphere when there's a nice comet. I think, oh, should I go? But it's a big expense, and I would not do it for this comet. But one interesting thing, Debbie, about this, and we're looking at where the comet is on October the 4th. It's right there in the center of Libra, the scales, right below Zubina Shamali. This comet has a cloud of dust around it. And there is a small, slim potential for a meteor shower from this comet on between October the 4th and the 6th. Earth would be ahead of the comet, but potentially there's enough dust around it in its orbit for us to see a minor meteor shower. Again, slim chance, but when you're out looking, if you happen to see an increase, say, in the number of meteors on those nights, 4th through the 6th, report it, say something about it, and maybe we could potentially, nail it down as meteors from Comet SWAN.
And do we know what part of the sky
No.
Are the meteors going to be radiating from the same place the comet is on the sky of SWAN?
That is a great question. I honestly don't know exactly where the radiant is, so I'm waiting for more information on that right now.
Yes, so it may not be exactly the same place.
It may not be.
Right. And so that's very interesting. And tell us those dates again, Bob.
October 4th through the 6th.
Wonderful. And there's another interesting thing about this comet too, and that is this is not a periodic comet. And by that I mean it's not a comet that's going to come around again in our lifetimes. This comet is probably from the Oort cloud of comets that surrounds our solar system, and it has a very long orbit around the sun. So do you know the exact length of its orbit? It's like 22,000 years?
I tried to find out, and the only thing I could find was thousands of years at this point. I'm not sure we definitively know yet. At least I wasn't not able to get a definitive period. And sometimes that period changes after a close encounter with the sun, after perihelion. So it comes in with one period, say 10,000 years, and then it leaves with another, maybe only 8,000 years to get back to the same place. But we do know that it's in the thousands, which would imply it's most likely a comet from this shell of comets called the Oort cloud. That's way, way out there in space, kind of the cold repository. It's like the beer cave of the solar system, where they keep all the stuff.
Let's just look at a couple of more pictures. Because there are some beautiful images, and this one is from Philippe Romanov in Russia. Very nice. The comet seems to me like sometimes you'll see comets that are fanned out a lot in their tails, but this one is very narrow in its tail. So that's not going to help make it easier to find.
No, and the tail itself, at least in the beginning, early on in twilight now, I doubt you'll even see the tail in binoculars, but you'll see the bright comet head like it shows so well in those images.
Yes, and here is another image of this comet. These images are very beautiful of the comet.
Yeah, astrophotography really brings out these gorgeous details. And of course, if it was just up in a dark sky, like way up, you would see that tail no problem. But those very delicate things tend to be compromised when the comets are low, or we have to look at them through twilight.
And here is another one that is very nice. And this was taken by a telescope array in Chile.
Yeah, by Martin
Masick. Yeah.
Martin Masick. And Martin Masick is the one who made the tentative prediction for the meteor shower.
Oh, that's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so that is Comet C 2025 R2 SWAN. You may see it. It's very cool. It's a once-in-a-lifetime visitor to our skies. And but before we go, there's another comet. There's always more. The sky always has more.
It's a better
guys. It's a better comet.
It's a better comet.
Right. Bob made this chart for us. So tell us about it, Bob.
This comet is currently visible in the morning sky, and it is at 8th magnitude, and it's up in dark sky, which means you could see it in a small telescope. But by mid-October and through the end of October, the prediction for this comet is to reach magnitude 4, which would become a naked eye comet from a dark sky. So you definitely would see a fuzzball if it reached that magnitude from a dark place, no binoculars. But will be a very nice binocular comet. And what's sort of fascinating, there's sort of a seesaw thing going on. We have a comet in the southern sky, right? We have Comet SWAN, and then low in the northwestern sky, approximately at the same time, we're going to have Comet Lemmon. And the Lemmon comes from Mount Lemmon, where it was discovered as part of the Catalina Sky Survey in Tucson, Arizona. So that's a survey name, Lemmon. And it's just below the handle of the Big Dipper. Look at that. It's in this little constellation called the Hunting Dogs, Canis Venatici. Just 2 stars make up that constellation. Bright star Cor Caroli will help you find it right below the handle of the Big Dipper there in mid-October. And it is moving at a good clip. You can follow the arc of the handle of the Dipper. It will take you to Arcturus. So essentially, most of the time that this comet is in good visibility and relatively bright, it will be between They handle the Dipper and Arcturus on that arc to Arcturus. Very nice. Very fortunate that we have good bright stars to locate it.
Yes. And we have a third object, which is 3i Atlas, which we probably won't see it from Earth, but everybody is so interested in it. So 3i Atlas is the world's third known interstellar object. So it is not from our solar system. It's from some other solar system, and it's passing through our solar system. It's going to be closest to Mars on October 3rd. And all of these objects we're going to be talking about in the weeks ahead. So do come back and we'll have updates and hopefully some more pictures. NASA, Bob and I were both commenting before we came on the air here that NASA has been saying that maybe they'll take some of the spacecraft at Mars and turn them on 3i Atlas. And that would be cool.
It would be. Hopefully that'll be done. But meanwhile, there are tons of photographers right here on Earth that are tracking this thing every single clear night possible. And you're right, Deborah, we won't be able to see it now for sure. But the good news is, and we'll do a sneak peek right here, okay? In November, starting about mid-November through the middle of December, we got about 1 month. You got a telescope, somewhere in the 8-inch telescope range. You will be able to see this comet. And I am really excited about seeing an interstellar comet. First one ever for me.
Is it going to be in the evening sky?
It will be in the morning sky. So
the morning sky.
Up before dawn. It will first become visible in Virgo in late November. And then it'll move up higher, move away from the sun up into Leo. So it'll be very well placed in the morning sky come second half.
It's time for some pre-dawn star parties.
Absolutely, pre-dawn interstellar star parties at that.
Interstellar pre-dawn star parties. That sounds perfect.
Sounds good to me.
So watch for Comet SWAN in western twilight skies in the early part of October, and then in the later part of October, be sure to watch for Comet Lemmon. And again, we will be talking more about these objects as the weeks pass. So, Bob, thank you for being with us today.
Thanks for the opportunity, and good luck to all the observers out there. Hope you see these comets. They're wonderful to get to meet and watch evolve.
And tell us where people can find you.
I am on Facebook, and on Facebook, you can just look up AstroBob or Astronomy for Everyone. Either one of those will get you to me.
Astronomy for Everyone. I like the sound of that.
Yeah, that's my page. You can also find me on Sky and Telescope too.
That's right. Thank you. And thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. We would really appreciate it. One Earth, one sky, EarthSky.